Complete and utter bullshit. What the hell is this? Nerfs to Sombra. What are they thinking? What are they thinking? Outrageous. Way over the top. We're done here. JK. Yes, the Sombra nerfs. Let's see. Let me pull them up. That's why I couldn't stream last night. I was just so upset. They would try to. I mean, something that we waited for so long to get buffed, and then they finally they just decided to nerf it after like a whole year of like she's been underpowered for like so long. Okay, no, it's not that bad. Come on, guys. Come on. Let me pull them up. Okay. So, here are the changes. We're making some changes to Sombra next patch to address these issues. There are two main changes coming. Anytime Sombra's hack is interrupted by damage, hacking will go on cooldown for 2 seconds. With this change, Sombra will have to be more careful about choosing when and who to hack instead of just holding down the button and waiting for people to miss and or reload, etc. Number 2, there's currently a 0.1 second window of time at the end of the hack where it cannot be canceled via line of sight or other effects such as Tracer's Recall, Zarya Bubbles, Reinhardt Shield, Winston Bubbles. This exists so that it doesn't constantly get broken by very small line of sight blockers such as light posts and signs.
Apagando las luces.
We are removing this window and instead now using multiple line of sight checks to make sure the small line of sight blockers are still not a problem. In addition to this, we're speeding up the update rate of her hacking so that it is more responsive in checking for these fail conditions. The combinations of these things means it should be much more reasonable to respond to a hack targeting you. Tend to recent changes to still increase her overall strength and viability. We're keeping a close eye to make sure she lands in a good place. Okay, so the last statement there can speak volumes in terms of, let's say this is too much, you know, she's not in a good spot. I'm not worried, you know. They consistently have buffed her since launch. You know, it was kind of slow, granted, but overall she has gotten buffs. And I like that they got away from the EMP bot and moving her to more of a DPS and strength. Okay, so number 1. Hacking goes on cooldown for 2 seconds. Now, right now, when you do a hack, it does like the little hand, oh no, I got broken or whatever. It does that animation. So that's like a half second. So it's really only 1.5 seconds additional to that. So, okay. At least that's what I think. Now, it also only happens when you're hit by damage. So if you're trying to hack somebody and then you cancel it because you're like, oh, here, let me hack that Lucio. Oh, wait, I'm on the whoever. Oh, I want to go on the Lucio. Cancel it and you can restart it. As to what this says. Same thing with like, you know, they got away because they've recalled or blinked or whatever. It's still going to be there. It's still going to be, yeah. So, it's still going to, you're still going to have it available, right? You're going to start the hack, Tracer blinks behind a wall, you still have a hack up. It does a little like, oh no, she got away, but it doesn't put it on a 2-second cooldown, so she can't like blink, dodge it, and then come back and kill you, because you still have enough cooldown. Okay. So overall, that one, it's going to be annoying. The most annoying thing with that, again, and I've reiterated this many times, is if there is a diva on the other side of the map and you're just like, oh, let me hack this person, Oh, Diva shot me. Now it's 2 seconds. And then you've blown your cover. Whoever else is already looking at you, you can't go for that same hack again. So I think that if these are too much, and that's something, because that's just something that it's annoying with Sombra. Like, I literally took 0 damage, but it interrupted it, and now it's on a 2-second cooldown. Okay, so that's the main problem I foresee with this, because before, you know, it's like annoying, like, okay, you know, I have to restart it, but now you can't. Now you have to wait. So yeah, it's gonna be a little annoying. Okay, number 2, currently at 1 second window of time. So the biggest thing I see this affecting is Tracer Recall and Reinhardt. Reinhardt is a big deal, because, you know, you would start to hack him, they would turn at the last second, and it would still go through. And they also couldn't just like flick for a second and turn back. Same thing with Winston. You know, he's going to jump, put his bubble down, and it's going to instantly turn your hack off. There's a lot of other times that people walk behind stuff to break line of sight, and I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to be... I know what I do is, you know, I start to hack someone, and then at the very end, I go behind the wall to dodge it, to dodge the potential damage. So now you like almost have to play more out in the open, so you're more vulnerable to damage. So your hacks are going to get canceled more. Granted, removing the 1 second window. Okay, so the old hack was 0.8 seconds, right? And the 0.1 second existed. So really, you had to get 0.7 seconds, and then you could hide behind the wall. This one, you could do 0.55 seconds, and then hide behind the wall. So now we have to have vision of them for 0.65. So really, it's only a buff of 0.5 seconds. Yes, it's faster if like the line of sight doesn't matter, but it's gonna be annoying for like a week to try to relearn, like, don't hide behind walls. You have to go out into the open to make sure you get it. But we'll see. We shall see. So overall, the good news about this one, and this is something that I don't know that, I mean, it should resolve it. I'm sure you guys have had the time where you go to hack someone and then they die, and then your hack goes on cooldown. And it's like, well, I hacked them after they died because of that 0.1 second linger. Same thing with like hacking a man cryo, hacking a Zenyatta who used trans, hacking a Reaper who used Wraith form, all the invulnerability states or being dead, hacking a Diva mech that's launched her bomb. If it's no longer a hackable target, then I think it should completely turn it off immediately. So you won't have those hacks that like get wasted. So there's silver lining to it of those should get fixed. If they don't, I think we have a problem that it's not consistent of the 0.1 second linger. So anywho, overall, I don't think these are going to hit her that much. I mean, they will, but you can't play her as a super frontliner as much anymore. So for my style, it won't really affect too much. The biggest thing for me, I think, is going to be the line of sight break and the fact of Diva shooting from far away, canceling your hack and putting in a 2 second cooldown. The duels, the 1v1s aren't going to change very much. You're still going to try to get the hacks in between damage being done. So overall, I don't think it's a big struggle I don't think it's going to put her in a very bad spot. But if it does, and she's harmed a lot by this, I think that adding a damage threshold of like 5, 10, 15 would increase her viability. Naturally, it would be an increase to her viability, but I think it wouldn't be over the top to do that.